Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. When Dustin Vitale's mother, Gloria, was diagnosed with cancer, he wanted to make his mother's dreams come true. She wanted to see the pyramids in Egypt. Dustin is a teacher and didn't have the funds to take her to Egypt, but he didn't give up on her dream. To raise money, he decided to make cheesesteaks and sell them. He's now made $18,000 for this trip just from cheesesteaks. Dustin has said if his mother wanted to go to the moon, he would have found a way to make that happen too. Dustin Vitale is here with me now. Dustin, welcome to American Voices.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
So you clearly love your mom. Can you tell us about her?
Yeah, my mom's the best. I know a lot of people probably say that about their moms, but all this attention and credit I've been getting, as a son is really a reflection of her as a mother. And, she raised me to love other people and to care for other people. And I feel like, I'm getting some recognition, but it's really a reflection of what my mom raised me to be.
That's beautiful sentiment. So tell me, she was diagnosed with cancer. What do you remember about that time?
Yeah, so in August of 2020, she started getting really bad pains in her side, and we were all worried that it might be cancer. And my mom's from Philly. She's really, really tough. So she was trying to ignore the pain and, thought she could toughen her way through it. But we kind of forced her to go. We're like, Mom, this isn't getting better. You got to go to hospital. So, we're all worried that it would be cancer. And unfortunately it was, and even more unfortunate that it was stage 4 and terminal. So it was definitely a hard time, super scary for all of us. But during that time, we leaned on each other and we leaned on our faith, and it's been helping us get through this.
And how's she doing now?
She's okay. Her spirits are super high, but physically not too well. She's been in the hospital all week, actually. She had to get a surgery yesterday, has to get another surgery tomorrow, but they're hoping that these surgeries would actually relieve the pain that she's been feeling.
Well, how did you get this idea about the trip? Did your mother often talk about wanting to see the pyramids?
Yeah, she talks about Egypt and the pyramids all the time. But when I asked her, I didn't know what she would say. But immediately she said she wanted, because I asked her, I'm like, Mom, where do you want to go? Is there something you want to do or see? And I said, let's just live it up. And she said immediately she wanted to see the pyramids. And I was kind of like, all right, Mom, let's go tomorrow. We can go whenever you want. I thought it would just be me and her, but she actually wanted it to be our whole immediate family. So our spouses, my brother, sister, and their spouses and their children. So it's 14 of us in total. And she's always talked about Egypt, but I didn't know, it would become this whole thing, but we're super excited to go.
Yeah. And do you know why she's specifically interested in Egypt?
Yeah. She loved the movie 10 Commandments, actually. It's her favorite movie. She watches it. I tell people all the time, if you were to go in her room in my house, there's about a 50% chance she's watching the 10 Commandments.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you didn't have the funds for the trip, right? So how'd you get the idea of cheesesteaks?
So, being that this is Philly, cheesesteaks is a staple in the city. But on top of that, it's a special thing for our family. My mom would make me and my brother cheesesteaks all the time and send us to school with cheesesteaks for lunch. And our friends used to be so jealous that we'd have these amazing lunches from my mom. And we love cheesesteaks. Our family, me, my mom, and brother probably eat 2 cheesesteaks a week at the very least. And my mom always would make these cheesesteaks. And on Christmas Day, me, her, and my brother made them for our whole immediate family. And it just dawned on me, this is what I can do. I can sell these cheesesteaks to raise some money for the trip. And that's exactly what we did.
So how many cheesesteaks did you make?
In total so far, we're definitely over about 1,600 sold already. And it's only been 8 weeks. So we've been doing pretty good. Yeah, I would say somewhere between 1,600 to 2,000 cheesesteaks.
And so how do you sell them?
We make them right in our kitchen. I live in a row home, real residential neighborhood, same neighborhood where I teach at. Me and my wife, who's like my sous chef, we make them right in our kitchen and we sell them right from our house.
So how do people know that they can come to the house and get Dustin Vitale's cheesesteaks?
It's all through Instagram. That's kind of how this started. I used to cook on Instagram all the time for my students, and I would like show them how to make certain meals. And then, if anyone really wanted, I would bring some leftovers to lunch for them. And I'm always cooking on Instagram. People are always telling me to sell my food from Instagram. And that's really what I did. And friends, family, my students, people in the neighborhood, they all started posting and sharing this story on Instagram. And it finally got enough traction where some of the right people seen it. And, it just spread and just became the snowball thing. And now, like my house and my Instagram just immediately somehow became a business.
Now, people heard what you were doing and they stepped up to help. Can you tell us about them?
Yeah, a lot of people has helped us. Amoroso Bakery donated a ton of rolls for us. A famous Philadelphia and nation-known chef Michael Solomonov came. Tony Baloney's over there in New Jersey. They came with their food truck, and we had this crazy day where we sold 1,000 cheesesteaks. And it was all Tony Baloney helping us. They donated meat, rolls, cheese, their employees, their time, their heart, their efforts. They really made this happen for us, a lot of different people. And then even another chef just helped me out, Jen Zavala, and she opened up her kitchen that she uses as her restaurant and let me use her kitchen for the day.
Well, listen, were you surprised that people took such an interest and got involved?
Yeah, I was super surprised. My goal was originally to only pay for my mom and make the rest of the family pay for themselves. And, as we kept going, I'm like, okay, well, I could pay for this person too, and this person's flight, and this person's flight. And then it got to the point with Tony Baloney where we raised enough money to pay for everyone's flight. And that was a couple of weeks ago, and we still had some time. So I'm like, let me keep fundraising, and maybe I could get the whole trip paid for. And we're actually very close to our goal. I think this week, this Saturday and Sunday, we'll have enough money to pay for every dime of this trip.
Well, so what did your mother say about this whole operation you put together?
She's been blown away. She's my biggest supporter, my biggest fan. She said that she knew I would do it, but she's blown away by the love that she's felt. Strangers have been sending her gifts, dresses, plants. People have been sending her stuff, reaching out to her, writing her letters, and she's just been really blessed and touched by the love from, friends, family, and even strangers.
Isn't it amazing how people have a certain goodness about them in certain situations?
Absolutely. It's been amazing to watch, my mom smile through such a difficult time. And it also shows the power of kindness and humanity and what can happen. People saved my mom in a way, even though medicine couldn't, people did, you know what I mean? Everyone involved has given her something to smile about. And in a lot of ways, that's better than this trip, and I definitely think that it's been more of a blessing to see her be of good spirits through this all.
You're going to see the Sphinx, or are you going to see the pyramids, or what?
Yeah, both. Yep. And our hotel is really close. So we definitely want to spend a couple times. We want to visit the pyramids and the Sphinx. They're right next to each other. So we'll be able to see them both.
I think this is an incredible story of a son's love for his mother and a community's response to the real human need. So I just want to salute you. How's the experience changed you?
Thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. And for me, it's changed me because in ways where, it's not that I ever had a bad outlook on humanity. I don't think I ever have, but it's made me believe in humanity even more, Just to see the love of strangers has encouraged me to make sure I'm being as loving and kind to everybody. And that's the message I always share with my students. So when I see you 10 years from now, and I'm not going to ask you about, the Bill of Rights or the Declaration of Independence, I'm going to ask my students, what type of person you are. Are you caring? Are you loving? Are you helping other people? Those are the lessons I try to teach in my classroom. I think that's what matters the most in life, especially when things get as difficult as they are now for us. So definitely, I've learned that from strangers to, be loving and kind to all people. I definitely, I've definitely been blessed just as much as my mom has through this whole thing.
So what grade do you teach?
I teach seventh grade history.
How long have you been doing that?
This is my fourth year teaching.
Wow. Who inspired you to become a teacher?
My mom did, actually. In a lot of ways, she's not a school teacher, but I watched her with us being her children and also my cousins and friends. My mom is this matriarch of our whole family, of even like the ones who are older than us. She is in charge of our family. And I just seen how she is with, children, other children in the neighborhood or cousins and stuff. And to love other people. I remember being a child and seeing my mom bring homeless people into our house and tell them to wait, and she'll make them a meal and stuff. And I watched her be that type of person. And I think it rubbed off on me. And she would even knock on my neighbors' doors when she would make us breakfast for school. She would make extras for like the couple neighbors we have next to us and give it to the kids who are on their way to school. She would always cooking for other people, always trying to be a blessing any way she could.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like she's an incredible woman, and you're an incredible son too, Dustin. I just want you to know that. Thank you so much for coming on American Voices.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for your kind words, and I really appreciate it.
And enjoy the pyramid. Make sure you get a picture of your mother's face when she sees the pyramids.
I will. That's what's been driving me. Just seeing her smile standing in front of the pyramids.
Okay. Thanks so much. We're rooting for her, and we're rooting for your whole family.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. And I just want you to know that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate all your kind words. Really is really encouraging.
I've been speaking with Dustin Vitale. To find out more, visit us on Facebook. It's American Voices with Senator Bill Bradley. After I spoke with Dustin Vitale, he did take his mother on the trip to Egypt along with 13 family members. About 3 weeks after returning from Egypt, Dustin's mother passed away. Gloria Walker was 56. Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.